Gone past 3 p.m. You're welcome to the live transmission of Hard Facts on 92.3 Nigeria Info. I am Kala Dakorubatabo. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. We're live on Facebook. We're live on YouTube. We are active on X and very much interactive as well. It's a beautiful day for a beautiful conversation, and I have a beautiful you on the other side of the radio listening into beautiful conversations that I will bring your way. So basically beautiful everything. Okay, so as it is our culture and custom, we will start with the big stories right about now, and then we have a topical conversation the 4 o'clock hour, and that conversation will focus once again on the president's tax reform, or should I say the tax bills before the National Assembly. And you can see almost everybody talking about it. The National Assembly is divided. And I'm going to be looking at it from the angle and perspective of Serake Dixon, former governor of Bayelsa State and now senator representing, the state at the National Assembly. So I am looking forward to that conversation once again, because it has to do with taxes, and you get to hear from Serake Dixon and get to hear his arguments, and I like to get your thoughts on those arguments as well. Okay, and the 5 o'clock hour, we'll look into a very wonderful issue in the state, and after that, we'll culminate the show. At the top of each hour, there is a news item, starting with the business update, followed by the news update, and then the major update. So that's the size of the package for today. I hope you are ready to talk for development. Okay, so without further ado, let's now look at my big stories. What do I have written down as number one big story? I guess you talked about it during the morning crossfire with Ife, me, Andrew, and some of you bet your thoughts on the matter. But let's try to dig deep and look at it from another perspective. And Governor Fubara has promised that he will implement the outcome of the Judicial panel of inquiry. Now, you would remember that when that judicial panel of inquiry was set up by the governor a while ago, it raised a lot of conversations, somewhere for, somewhere against it. We also saw the Martin Ameole-led assembly, kick into action, and they amended the law, hoping to remove or reduce the powers of the governor as it relates to setting up a judicial panel of inquiry. And now the governor is saying, he has to end violence, even though I do think violence can never be eradicated in any society. I mean, even in the most developed societies, we still see pockets of violence here and there. But I do understand the governor. The governor is saying, all of these issues, political violence is something that we must try our best to reduce in the state. I think that's what he meant. And he's saying he's going to implement it. But this is where I'm looking at it from. I remember when we had the conversation with about two lawyers, when we still entertained guests in the studio. Remember then? We had Livin Jamala tell us about a judicial panel of inquiry, tell us that it is a product of a law by the House of Assembly. He also did say at the time that it's not an indictment, but it is an avenue to investigate things that you can use as evidence in court. So when the governor says he's going to implement it, I think that's where the focus should be. How is the governor intending to implement it? Because he is not the judiciary, right? Is he going to take this matters to court? Are there enough evidence, to take this matter to court? Who are these people? I mean, that's like the most important thing, because if we've been able to establish that these people actually did these things, no matter who they are, it's believed. I remember when I talked about it the first time, I did mention that what they destroyed were items or properties built with taxpayers' money. This property and how we can ensure that the people who are responsible are brought to book. But can we bring them to book using, I don't know, but basically that's my focus. That's how I want to look at it, and that's what has made my first big story. So I'm going to go to the in-house news bulletin. I'm going to play the sound bites, the governor saying he will, and I mean, will means he's going to do it. It's not going to play but hopefully, I mean, talking about he will do it, I remember Wike also saying he will do it when the judicial panel of inquiry that was looking into the activities of the former governor, Rotimi Amechi. I don't know, did we see anything come out of that one as well? But let's now listen to the governor.
We're not going to be part of any system that would encourage any destruction in this state, and for that reason we had to inaugurate this commission, so that this commission should look into the remote cause of this problem. And I believe that the recommendation of this commission, with the help of God and the support of everyone, we will make sure that we implement the recommendations. So I'm going to ensure that we put a stop to that level of violence in politics.
All right, so to ensure that there are no technicalities, to ensure that we don't have people circumvent the process, how do we ensure that there is an implementation, a legitimate implementation? Once again, I've reeled out the various processes, legal processes. Once the commission is done, then you take it to court. How do we ensure that these people, because it's taxpayers' money, once again, how do we ensure that these people who are responsible, because it's and the governor did mention, maybe I should read it from I think the Daily Post, so we can have it to amend the report of the State Commission of Inquiry on the destruction of local government secretariats, no matter who's involved. Fubara made his declaration at the presentation of the Commission's report by its chairman, Justice Ibiwengi Minakiri, a seventh judge of the State High Court at the Government House in Port Harcourt. He emphasized the need to end what he described as unreasonable violence in rivers politics. Now, according to him, politics should not be synonymous with violence, but a contest of ideas without permanent enemies or friends. Now, the governor applauded the commission for its resilience in completing the task despite attempts to derail the work, including legal challenges and other forms of obstruction. He wondered why anyone would oppose a commission dedicated to uncovering the truth, and expressed the disbelief that individuals who invested in building council complexes could later destroy their own legacies. Citing past incidents, Fubara linked those responsible for the recent attacks on council buildings to previous acts of violence, including the bombing of courts before the 2015 elections. Now, while restating his stance on accountability, the governor affirmed that no one, including himself, is above the law. Okay, so for those of you who would usually ask, what about the assembly destruction and the explosion that happened therein? I think he also has said that it's linked to previous political violence, and so his aim is to end it. But how do we ensure this ends? Do you see the panel of inquiry and their report or resolution bringing an end to political violence? I want to get your thoughts on that one, but I do have a commercial. After the commercial, I'll come back and I tell you the rest of the big stories, so please do stay tuned. leave our first big story. Time is fast spent. Let's go to the second big story. And the second big story still has to do with the Rivers State government, the executive arm. And this time it is the Rivers State governor, Siminalayi Fubara, telling Rivers people how prudent the government has been in terms of spending. Now, the governor said something today that his administration is yet to borrow money, or should I say, has never borrowed money. And it is doing this despite setting money difficulties. All the projects that you see the government embark on, they did not borrow money for it. Now, the governor made this once again known, I think, while he was commissioning. Remember, today is the first day of the commissioning stroke flag off of projects in the state. I think 12 projects thereabouts. Now, Governor Siminalayi did say he never borrowed money since the inception of his administration. He said this at Okeyu Umuala Eberi Link Road commissioning, Mumaneche local government areas. Now, let's take a listen to what the governor did say.
Today, we are starting to showcase what we have done in those months when people are asking, what are we doing? Where is the fund? I'm happy to say here, I stand to be challenged. This administration has not borrowed. The only money we borrowed was the one we used in the ring road, and everybody is aware of it. Go and bring any paper. Go to the debt management office and check if we had asked for anything. We don't need it. What is important is the little we are getting, we are applying it rightly.
All right, so he has made it, according to what he said, he has made it transparent to Rivers people that the government is generating and using it judiciously. Now, once again, if you remember, yesterday I listed the projects to be commissioned and the one to be flagged off sometime later this month. And going over that governor is, so.
You are aware of the situation that even while I'm still having difficulty with money, I paid salary, not just paying salary. We implemented the above 70,000 minimum wage. It's showing our commitment, showing our love for our people. So we want to assure you, we will not let you down. Continue to believe in one Rivers State. Believe in Rivers first. Our eyes are on the ball. We're not going to fail you because you have taken too many risks for us. We must ensure that we make you proud.
All right. The governor also, mentioned that he will spread development to other parts of Rivers State. I think he mentioned that Omuma local government area was yet to witness any much development in the past 8 years, and that his administration will look into that and ensure that there is massive development in that area. So for those of you who are not fans, you don't have to like the governor, but you know what I always say, especially when I was talking about the president, you don't have to like the president, but can we find a way to support him for the interest of Rivers State? We're talking for development now. Is it possible that, you don't like him, you are from maybe different ethnic or different religious or even political, standing, but is there a way we can move past the politics of bitterness and look at politics for the development of Rivers State? Is it something that we can do? And that's a conversation I'm hoping and I'm willing that you and I can talk about here on the show today. All right, so let's quickly get to the phone lines, but before I do that, let's tell you about the third big story. The CBN has come out to say, hey, report any non-functional ATM, that's automated teller machine, owned by banks in Nigeria. Now, if you recall, sometime last month and sometime in October as well, we talked about the ATMs and how they are not functional, but yet POS operators always have monies. So we asked, a bank stakeholder at the time as to why these things happen, and he tried to explain to the best of his knowledge. He said, Nigerians prefer going to the POS operators. Nigerians don't like queuing. Nigerians don't even take money to banks anymore. So those were some of the reasons he gave. But now the CBN has come out to say, hey, ATMs are meant for withdrawals. We're not supposed to be buying cash right? The POS operators, like we were told, were allowed to operate, were licensed, so that in places where there are no bank presence, those people could also have a taste of banking. They would have some kind of inclusion. However, it wasn't given so that banks or operators can sell money. So numbers have been reeled out, and the CBN is saying report any bank whose ATM is not working. Yeah, you heard me right. And the numbers are different numbers for different states. So I'm going to look at the locality we find ourselves in. I'm going to look at Rivers State, I'm going to look at Abia State, I'm going to look at Akwa Ibom State, Bayelsa State, and maybe even Delta State. So I'm going to start with where is it now? My. So for Akwa Ibom State, you can call the number 0817 665 7660. I take it again, 0817 665 7660, or you can use uyo at cbn.gov.ng to report any non-functional ATM in Akwa Ibom State. Now in Bayelsa State, 0817 665 7815 is the number. You can use Yenegua at cbn.gov.ng. For Port Harcourt, that's Rivers State, 0817 665 7840. I take it again, 0817 665 7120. For did I call the right? I was calling that number was for Imo State. I beg your pardon. So 0817 665 7120. That's for Owerri. That's Owerri at cbn.gov.ng. For Rivers State, 0817 665 7840. 0817 665 7840. And did I miss any other? Let's see. For Abia State, I can't seem to see for Abia State. I wonder why. All right, for Abia State, 0817 665 7904, 0817 665 7904. Umwaya at cbn.gov.ng is the email you can send your complaints to. So I think it's time for we to begin to play our civic responsibilities and ensure that we have functional ATMs everywhere to stop this, should I say, buying of the naira. Right, 0817 923 0002, 0817 923 0003, and 0817 923 0007. These are the call numbers you can call me with, not the CBN. Just call me right now and let's get talking. For WhatsApp, 0809 0306 Let's get talking. We're live on Facebook. We're live on YouTube. We are active on X, Nigerian for PH is the handle. Let's talk and talk for development. All right. I'm waiting for the call screener to screen your calls. 0817 923 0002, 0817 923 0003, and 0817 923 0007. All right. WhatsApp number 0817 923 0809 030641. I wonder what's wrong with me with numbers today. Well, let's go to the phone lines. I think Zion is calling via. Oh, he wasn't calling, so I would have to stop that, right? I thought he was. My. I've got Emeka from Owerri. Emeka, welcome. What is on your mind? I'd like to hear from you.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, Emeka. I can hardly hear you, Emeka. You have to speak up. Okay.
I say you need to call that type of thing number. You need to repeat it so that some of us will know.
Okay, so you want the number again?
When I drop copies, not now.
Okay, no problem.
On the what the governor of Bayelsa State said.
I've not started talking about that. That's my conversation for the next hour, Emeka. If you listen carefully, that's what I said. But let's move on now. I've got Muriel from Okrika. Muriel, welcome. What is on your mind? I'd like to hear from you.
Hi, Kelly. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon. Welcome, Muriel.
This is the Okrika Joe woman.
All right, welcome.
Let me take this opportunity to thank my Igbo brothers. You know, so far, the two that have risen to power, you know, that I've seen in my time, they've not disappointed me. You see Jonathan and you see Governor Singh is working in that life. Now, some of us, when we want to support political leaders, we don't just jump for what we gain. We go for character and integrity. The governor is a financial accountant, and so am I. So I expect nothing less. You know, it doesn't mean he does not have the opportunity to do what others do, you know, but it's telling you that he does not have any reason to borrow. And look at the things he's doing. Look at his wage bill. Look, you see how it has increased astronomically, and yet he refused to borrow. I expect nothing less. You see, when you're a professional, you see the ethics, you know, and the concept of your profession follows you everywhere. Some people decide to rub it in the mud, but I praise the governor, you know, for upholding to the accounting ethics, you know, even at this echelon, you know, of his career, at this point he has reached. And the judicial panel of inquiry, KDB, nobody will tell me that they are bigger than River State. I keep saying it. Your mother, you cannot be bigger than the mother, no matter how much you have. It is through her, it is through River State that all these people are who they are. So River State, who is your mother, calls you, they come. Something happened, we want to hear from you. Just for you to come and say yes, no. If you know you don't want to speak, just nod. That's fine. You say no, you cannot come. Who are you? Are you bigger than the state now? So I want to plead with the governor. Please, if it is possible for us to even know, for us to even see the results of this judicial panel of inquiry, let us see.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Mary, I've got to go. I've got to go.
To do their job.
All right.
The world know that you have done yours, and the police and the justice system refuse to do theirs.
All right then. All right. All right. Robin is calling from a chair. Robin, welcome. What is on your mind?
Kalara, my brother. Good afternoon. Yes. Critical as I am, I want to state by the voice of the governor telling River State people and the world that to this date, almost 2 years, he has not borrowed. That's a very big feat.
Okay.
Big in the sense that our leaders, those who have opportunity to lead us, should understand they should be prudent in managing the resources that comes to them, because they are there managing those resources in thought for us. That was why from the beginning, if you can recall, I've been telling him, the governor, please don't consolidate. Consolidation, don't consolidate. Consolidate on the good side, and those things that are bad that we never enjoyed in the past 8 years, please don't consolidate.
All right.
And it's like he took that corner of the advice, and I want to wish him well for him not to have done what he's doing. Let him keep the flag flying.
All right.
For Central Bank, I am not a security for Central Bank. They have the mechanism to monitor the commercial banks.
Do they
alone?
Robin, I don't know if they do have that ability to monitor ATMs across the country. Do you think it's something that you can help with?
Canada, there's no job in Nigeria, and I'm aware we have Central Bank headquarters. They should employ, and the duty of the people that are going to employ.
So they should employ ATM monitors. You say?
When have I gone to bank to withdraw money from ATM?
No, you are saying they should employ ATM monitors.
No, they should employ Nigerians now, so that they will be monitoring the commercial bank.
All right then. Robin, thank you very much.
That's what I'm saying.
All right, thank you very much. I've got Braid from Old GRA. Braid, welcome. What is on your mind? Talk to me.
Greetings to Mr. Batu.
Yeah, greetings to you as well.
Yes, the panel of inquiry, Governor going to follow it up. I think it's what do you know? Two administration.
Braid, the connection is not stable. Can you restate?
Yeah, can you hear me?
I'm trying to.
Yeah, Canada. What I mean is that the panel of inquiry, we have gotten to administration who has set up this panel of inquiry. At the end of the day, nothing comes out of it. It was just the taxpayers' money that were just spent. And I think that the governor of Rivers State, Judicial, Fubara, who has graciously also set up the panel of inquiry, I know that nothing will come out of it. It's just an effort in futility, because you look at the security agencies are not really ready to work with him. Neither the judiciary.
Okay.
Where would he take it to?
So how do we? So break. That's why I'm asking the question. If these are your concerns, how do we implement it? Because this is River State now. It's not about Governor Fubara. It's not about any political actor. It's about River State, taxpayers' money once again.
Yes, that is my concern. They shouldn't spend taxpayers' money for panel of inquiry. Because at the end of the day, the money will be spent. We'll pay some. If you now find out how much has been spent on this panel of inquiry, it will marvel you. But I believe that at the end of the day, there is no any prosecution that will come out. And it will just go down the drain.
All right. Then.
And also CBN. Well, for me, CBN has whatever it takes to clamp down on banks that does not the banks that we have today. To carry out their obligation to latter.
All right, thank you. I've got to go. I've got to Kunkwa from Rumukuta. Kunkwa, welcome. What is on your mind?
Man of the people. Good afternoon.
Yeah, welcome. Good afternoon.
Yes, directly to your question. When will politics of bitterness stop or be removed in the country? For Canada, it will continue. Politics of bitterness will continue. And the reason is because the political citizens are controversial and fashionable political followers. And now the political actors have discovered this. And now they are now using divide and rule. And have used it to scatter us. You know that people that belong to one party or the other, Canada, there is nothing you can do for them to come together. I am of ABGA. I would disagree with the Labour man. Then Labour man will disagree with the APC and PDP and the YPP. So the politics of bitterness continues. And the actors are using the divide and rule. So the census is not in order.
All right. Kunkwa, I've got
my contribution.
Thank you very much, Kunkwa. I've got Cookie Gam from 3. Cookie Gam, welcome. What is on your mind? Let's talk.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, Cookie Gam.
I know I've been following for a long time.
Okay.
I believe in doing something and doing it well. Whether you are my wife or you are my daughter, my sister, whenever you are doing something bad, I say you are doing well. If you are doing something bad, I say you are doing bad. I don't believe in tribe or party or sentiment. I believe when one is not let him do it well to benefit every person. But the current governor of Rivers State now is just between 1 year and 7 months by 29th of December. So that go and take it out of your award. They don't award small contracts. They don't do small projects. It's a project that you see and you admire it. Canada, I'm a Popo man. From Caliber to Popo, I never there be road. In my lifetime, I never believed there be road between Caliber and Popo Town. But today, they can drive from Caliber to Popo Town on a good road, which nobody believes. That's what the governor to do. Let's do something that Pastor Fast is done. So this governor is doing perfectly well. Nobody is perfect. He's trying his best to make sure he do everything, no matter tribe or tongue. Canada, the road the commission has been here today, that road has been there for past 40 years. But today, this government has fixed that rule for the use of a chair and Omama phone. Oh, I have been at the Omama before, go to Omama, for these 50 years. So it will not say a good project in Omama local government. People from Omama to go to Aba for hospital, for malaria treatment, but this government is trying to put things everywhere. It does not believe in one local government. This government go to local government to make sure it touches the life of people. Father, let all this party affiliation. Let us what is governor.
All right then. All right, Cookie Gam, I've got to go. I've got to go. Thank you very much, Cookie Gam. This one says the report of the Judicial Commission of Inquiry goes far beyond the arrest and trial of the perpetrators in the trial court. It determines the underlying causes of the violence, evaluate the extent of damage to property, human lives, and financial losses, examine the motive, assess the effectiveness of security agents, investigate the roles of individuals and groups, advise on adequate compensation for victims, and measures to prevent future occurrences. The report will be studied and a white paper issued by government for implementation. Ijuye, thank you very much. But you see, it's still the same question I'm asking. Yes, we will study. Yes, all of these things. But then the police is very key, like someone mentioned, is very key in ensuring that whatever we study, I mean, you're talking about preventing future occurrences. It is the police. It is these people. And do we have enough evidence therein? Do we have, and these are the questions I'm asking, do we have enough materials to make these white people very effective? And these are some of the issues we should focus on. This one said the following decision of Governor Fubara not to borrow money to execute projects. I think I agree with him and commend him for his prudency. However, let him industrialize the state to create job opportunities. Nicholas Erasmus. This one says, tell CBN that UBA ATM at Choba Uniport campus, First Bank ATM at Choba Junction, UBA ATM on Abuja campus, Uniport, Zenith Bank, Access Bank ATM are not working. Maxit is already reporting. But let's go to Alioze King, I believe. He's calling from Omuma. Welcome. What is on your mind? I'd like to hear from you.
One of the people I greet you.
I greet you as well. I greet you. Welcome.
CBN instructed that we should report any bank ATM that is not functional dispensing cash in their ATM.
Yeah.
However, it seems the CBN is sending us to be doing their supposed routine supervision duty. Now, you and I will know the reportage between Nigerians and the agencies we have. How swift do they respond to the report, to the Nigeria citizens report when it comes up? If CBN tell me now that Nigerians, if you see any ATM machine that is not working, video it, snap it and post in social media, because that is the only angle they respond swiftly. I will do it myself. As 2 weeks ago, I told you about my experience. I went to one bank at location. Somebody working inside there directed me to come outside close to the ATM. I will see POS standpoint person who is selling money. I was embarrassed. So the CBN should do their routine work by supervising them, not sending us work okay, so conclusively, Canada. You asked question. How do we generate, or how can we, the governor generate more money in Rivers State? First, I salute the governor for bringing his profession training to bear in how he is managing Rivers State resources. Kada, you and I know that we have so many economic disadvantages in this state. So the answer to the question you asked is very simple. The governor should look into these economic comparative advantages we have across the 23 local governments, look for a way to harness it. Here in Omoma, here in Eche, in Ikwere, in Ogoni.
Right.
We can start with agriculture, producing of cassava, producing of gari. We can start with palm oil. We can start with fishery, those from the fish coastal regions.
Right.
So these are the things we need to harness. And I beg the governor to look it towards it and harness it. We will just generate more wealth in that. Thank you, Aloze.
Thank you very much. We've got Chima from. So, are you aware that things are in bill for in fact that nothing will happen? What has the Commission of Inquiry done to move policemen out of Ikoria LGA, Odimegu Sani Didia from Omerelu? Now let's come here. This one says the money borrowed for the construction of the ring road cannot be called another name than borrowing, you said. It therefore means that Governor Fubara's claim of his administration being debt-free is not true. He has borrowed 200 billion naira, adding to the River State debt profile. CBN should ensure she set up another monitoring team that will monitor the recipients of the calls as well, because they could also find a way to circumvent the calls from Nigerians. Emi Fiaga. All right, let's come here. This one says, I want to tell the Rivers people to support their governor, because this type of politics happened in Abia State. They pushed the governor till he turned to what we don't understand again, and Abia became backward till 2023. For CBN, they should do their job and leave Nigerians to suffer their suffer. Emmanuel from Iwofe. This one says, our strategic, innovative, people-oriented and God-sent governor, His Excellency Amalpo Senibo Sir Joseph Nmalai Fubara, the political general of River State, as christened by the former president GEJ, has engraved his name on marbles of history for executing landmark projects and implementing the 85,000 naira minimum wage without borrowing, which previous administrations in the state has never done. Kudos to him, as the good people of River State expressed their undiluted support for him. He is a landmark achiever, and that's from Dr. Gentle Jenewari Okyo from Ido. All right, let's come here. This one says, it's the CBN saying that any POS machine that is not working should be should the bank be arrested, or the POS that is not dispensing cash? You're getting it all wrong. It's not about POS now, it's about ATMs. They're saying ATMs must have cash inside of them, so anyone that's not working should be reported. So I think there's a pictorial display on Facebook on our page, so maybe you want to go there. There's no cash anywhere, but this